running the show with PanRight Productions. Listen, if you're a small business or a business in general, please allow us the opportunity right now to talk all about you. Go ahead, scan that QR code, email Josh at PanRight.tv, and let us just talk all about how great you are, what all you bring to the community, and what all you can do with your product. This is the opportunity for you to go ahead, scan that QR code, email Josh at PanRight.tv, inquire about being a sponsor, and let us continue to bring these great baseball games. Listen, Lewisburg's coming in at 16-5. They're coming off 2 really heartbreak losses against Oxford. Oxford's a great program, always is a great program. And somebody that Lewisburg knows that they're going to have to go through anyway if they want to repeat as state champions. And so they're not worried about those 2 losses. They're gonna bounce back tonight, and they're expecting big things. But you've got a visiting team, the Desoto Central Jaguars, that Lewisburg knows really well. You know, if nothing else, Desoto Central is a very storied high school with the likes of Austin Riley and Blaze Jordan, both either in the big leagues or in AAA, having played their high school ball at DeSoto Central. So certainly a storied program. They're coming in 11-10, and they're, you know, if you're sitting out in the stands, they're looking for an upset. But if you talk to the coach, Brian Lewis, that's not an upset. You know, they're expecting to come in, play hard, play baseball the way they know how. Look, all of these players on the first baseline and the third baseline are friends. They all play summer ball together. They all know everybody. And DeSoto Central is expecting to come in and do really, really big things tonight. But then talking to Coach Cagle after the game, for Lewisburg, it's a complete reset. You know, 2 big losses against Oxford this weekend. They're expecting a complete reset, a new approach at the plate, looking to put balls on the ground, moving runners, hitting balls to the opposite field. Talking to Coach before the game, Stone McKay's on the mound. He is, quote, one of the most electric pitchers I've ever coached. And so he's expecting a lot of strikes, some serious competition. It's no secret that Lewisburg is very talented. They just need to be able to play like they know how. That's coming from Coach Cagle. So he's expecting a lot tonight. Coach Lewis for DeSoto Central is expecting a lot tonight. I'm expecting a lot tonight. I'm super excited about tonight's game. Great weather after a stormy morning. So they're introducing the lineups right now. We will be right back. We'll give you the starting lineup for both teams, and looking forward to some really fun DeSoto County baseball when we return. The national anthem has been played. Both teams are heading back to their dugouts, and we're getting ready to play a little ball. We'll start with DeSoto Central's lineup, and then we'll move over to your Lewisburg Patriots. Batting first, playing right field, number 30, Jack Willis. At second base, number 33, Ethan Carter. At first base, number 24, Caden Bullard. Your shortstop tonight will be number 11, Noah Smith. Number 1, center fielder, Connor Ferguson. Next up, Tucker Rudd, number 7, the catcher. The DH tonight will be number 26, Austin Avent. Third base will be number 16, Aiden Stepp. Finally, left fielder number 9, Christian Newsom will wrap it up for DeSoto Central. And then on to your Lewisburg Patriots baseball. Leading off tonight will be center fielder number 8, Easton Fesmeyer. Batting second, third baseman number 5, Sam Richardson. Right fielder number 2, Austin Hannigan, will be batting third with Cody Gilmore, your shortstop number 33, cleaning things up for us. Our DH number 17, Gunnar Gilmore, will be batting fifth. Trey Cagle, number 3, the catcher, will be batting sixth. Out in left field, number 1, Cooper Bennett will be your seventh batter. Talon Haley, the first baseman, number 18, will be in the 8-hole. Finally, the second baseman, number 31, Caden Nelson. That'll be your lineup for Lewisburg. Out on the mound tonight is Stone McKay. He's an Ole Miss signee. I mentioned earlier, Coach Cagle said he has the most electric stuff that he's ever seen from a high school kid on the mound. So you're going to see low to mid 90s from the bump with a good slider. He's expecting a lot of strikes and a lot of competition from the mound. Talking with Coach Brian Lewis, he's expecting the same thing from Stone McKay. He knows exactly who he is. He knows what he's going to bring, and he's expecting his team to back up the same intensity that they're going to see on the mound at the plate. Going to hunt first pitch fastballs, going to hunt first pitch strikes, put the ball in play, make Lewisburg make the plays, make Lewisburg make the outs. Again, these are two teams. They both they know everything about each other. They're all friends. They're all playing summer ball together. Everybody's excited. Both coaches have said they've been talking about this game all week. We're excited out here in DeSoto County. We hope you're excited back at home. Again, I'm Philip Chapman, Josh Howout, bringing you tonight's game with PanRight Productions as number 30, Jack Willis steps into the box, awaiting the first pitch of tonight's game. It's a beautiful night. We had a major storm pass through here in DeSoto County this morning, so to see a good field, the tarp was on, great weather. You can see a little bit of sunshine left as we see the first pitch tonight, which is a swing and a miss. Starting out 0-1 to Jack Willis. Digs in, 0-1 pitch. He lines that ball into center field. Center field running in, makes a sliding catch for your first out. A great catch over there by Easton Fesmeyer. One away will bring up number 33, Ethan Carter. Your second baseman. Two pitches, one out. That ball is in the dirt. Make it a 1-0 count to Carter. With the second pitch, that ball's fouled straight back to even things up 1-1. McKay shakes off a couple of times, toes the rubber. And that ball is fouled out of play as well. 1-2. Get on the same page, shaking off a couple of times. That is a nasty slider in there for strike 3 called with your second out of the inning. That'll bring up Caden Bullard, the first baseman tonight. I don't have any stats on DeSoto Central, so I apologize for that. But when we get over to Lewisburg, I certainly have stats for them. We'll be able to tell you kind of what everybody's hitting. That ball's low and away, ball 1. The second pitch. Grounded over to shortstop. Gilmore fields it cleanly over to first base for your third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on. A clean inning for Lewisburg. As we head into the bottom of the first inning, we will be right back. Code on the screen. Go ahead and scan that. Send us an email, josh@panright.tv. Ask us about how you can become a sponsor. You can see finishing up the warm-ups. Connor Simpson's going to be on the mound tonight, number 10. He's a lefty. He's going to be about mid-80s, up about 88, 89. At his top out, he's got a nice little slider. Again, Coach Cagle is saying he's expecting a different approach at the plate. He's expecting much less trying to hit home runs, much more trying to get on base. Let's move runners around. Let's score and hit the ball like we know how, which is going to bring up Easton Fesmeyer. Fesmeyer's batting .246 on the year. Does have a double and a couple of triples on the year. But he digs in. He's ready to see his first pitch in the bottom of the first. That ball's low. 1-0 count. That ball gets past the catcher. Nobody's on. No harm, no foul. 2-0. Fesmeyer heading over to Boonville this next year to play his college ball at Northeast. And that ball misses as well to make it an early 3-0 count. Lewisburg looking for some base runners. That ball is low and away, so that's a 4-pitch walk to Easton Fesmeyer to bring up Sam Richardson. Richardson did have that monster home run over the weekend for his 4th on the year against Oxford. Sam is a Texas signee. He's the third baseman, batting second tonight. Switching things up, he usually bats third, but it's a new lineup tonight. We're going to see how that works out for everybody. Sam's batting .211 on the year. Again, he does have home run power. The wind's blowing a little bit out to right field, so if the ball does get in the air, it could fly a little bit. First pitch to Sam is a strike. First strike we've seen all day from Connor Simpson. Simpson pitching from the stretch. Easton Fesmeyer over at first base getting a little bit of a lead. He comes set, looking the runner back. And that ball's down, gets away from the catcher. That's going to send Easton Fesmeyer over to second base on what we'll call a wild pitch. As a former catcher, I certainly don't want to call anything in the dirt a pass ball. Had a coach one time who said, if a runner ever moves, it's a pass ball. I was like, wait a second. We need to talk about how we actually score stuff. Simpson comes set, looks the runner back. And that ball is sky high into left field. Left fielder cannot see it. He finally sees it late, catches it in foul territory, but that's going to, Easton Fesmeyer is going to move over to third with a great slide to move the runner into scoring position with a big league fly ball out to left field. That'll bring up the right fielder, Austin Hannigan. Hannigan's batting .278 on the year. Does have a few doubles. Looking just to put the ball in play and start the scoring early here for Lewisburg. That off-speed pitch is down in the dirt, but a good block from catcher Rudd to keep it in front. Easton Fesmeyer over at third base looking to come home and get a run on the scoreboard early. He's ready. Connor Simpson comes set. And he fouls that one back. Out of play, make it 1-1 count. No hits for either side just yet. We're still early in this game. Hannigan's looking to change that right here with a 1-1 pitch on its way. That ball gets away. Easton Fesmeyer's coming home, and he's going to score to make it 1-0 game. So a lot of balls in the dirt here from Connor Simpson. Catcher's doing everything he can to keep it in front, but just kind of bouncing away a little bit too far. The speedy Fesmeyer on the bases, he's going to move up every time. So that'll make it a 1-0 game as Fesmeyer got on by a walk. 2 wild pitches score him. And that's in there for the second strike. So a 2-2 count here to Hannigan. 1 out in the inning. An early 1-0 lead for the Lewisburg Patriots. Simpson shaking him off a little bit. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 3. Called strike 3. So both teams have a backwards K so far, both on off-speed pitches. Umpire saying, hey, if it's in there, I'm expecting you to swing. And I can guarantee you both coaches are saying the same thing. That'll bring up your shortstop, Cody Gilmore, number 33. Cody batting a big .446 on the year. Has a double and a triple, and 19 RBIs. Nobody's on, so he's looking to kind of start a 2-out rally here. That ball's up for your first ball. That ball just misses. Make it 2-0. Cody Gilmore's going down to Mississippi Delta Community College to play his college ball as he goes to a 3-0 count. Easton Fesmeyer had a 4-pitch walk. Cody Gilmore's looking to have a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Gunnar Gilmore, the DH. See if we can get another run across the board. That's a strike right down the middle. He's taken all day when it's 3-0. But he digs in quick. It's a 3-1 count. Simpson gets the call. And that ball is low. That gets past the catcher. Gilmore's sprinting, and he's going to take off to second base. And he's going to be there. So what you have there is a walk, and then a wild pitch is going to send Cody Gilmore to second base automatically in scoring position to bring up Gunnar Gilmore, not his brother, but certainly his friend. Gunnar's heading over to Air Force next year to play some college. That'll be certainly a neat experience. He's hitting .346 on the year and looking to add to that with an off-speed pitch in there that catches the plate for a quick 0-1 count. Man on second base, Cody Gilmore advanced on the wild pitch right after the walk. That ball gets away from the catcher to move Cody over to third base. That will certainly be a pass ball. So a lot of activity from behind the plate tonight for DeSoto Central. A lot of balls in the dirt, a lot of people moving, getting into scoring position. Expect Coach Lewis to kind of calm Connor Simpson down in between innings. Say, hey, got the first inning jitters over with. Let's go and let's battle. It's a 1-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That ball gets away from the catcher. I'm sorry, it looks like it hit Gunnar Gilmore maybe in the foot. So that'll take him over to first base. Men on first and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first will bring up the catcher, Trey Cagle. Cagle batting .278 on the year with 7 RBIs. A base hit right now will move that up to 8. Does have the 1 home run on the year. So does have a little bit of power. You can see the coach going out, bring everybody in. We said before the game, this is a talented Lewisburg team, an excited DeSoto Central team. And so just probably calming everybody's nerves. Been plenty of those conversations have I been a part of. Coaches saying, hey, guys, you know how to play ball. We all know how to play ball. So let's just settle down a little bit. Let's play like we know how. Let's get this last out. Let's get in here. Let's get some runners on. Coach Lewis heads back to the dugout. Coach Cagle heads back to third base. Gunnar Gilmore heads back to first base. Cody Gilmore on third. Trey steps in to see his first pitch of his first at-bat here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs. 1-0 so far. Your Lewisburg Patriots are up. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 early in this count to Trey Cagle. Simpson out of the stretch, looking the runner back at first. That off-speed pitch just misses Cagle for it would have been the second hit by pitch in a row. 1-1, 2 outs. Quick pitch, catcher keeps it in front, make it a 2-1 count. Shakes off a couple of times, comes set. And that ball's fouled straight back to make it a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here to Trey Cagle in the bottom of the first. Men on first and third in a 1-0 game. Lewisburg Patriots versus the DeSoto Central Jaguars. He comes set. He's going to ignore he steps off, say, hey, go ahead. I'm going to give you second base. I'm going to worry about the batter. I've got 2 strikes. But that does put 2 runners in scoring position for Trey. So any sort of base hit into the outfield most likely scores 2, and that's what he's looking to do right here. 2-2 pitch. And that ball is an off-speed pitch for a called strike 3. However, Lewisburg does get on the board with a walk and a couple of wild pitches, so that'll be 1-0. 1 run, no hits, no errors, 2 men left on base as we head into the top of the second. Hang out with us for a little bit. We'll be right back. Lewisburg baseball as we go into the top of the second inning. We'll have Noah Smith, Connor Ferguson, and Tucker Rudd leading things off this inning. Noah Smith is your shortstop. And let me welcome Justin Dawson to the booth. Justin is a fellow baseball fiend, parent here in DeSoto County. Excited to have him doing a little bit of color commentary with us tonight, just talking about baseball and enjoying each other's company in this great weather. Welcome, Justin.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Just came in from Oxford. Just watched a little softball earlier tonight, so getting the full game bill tonight. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. How did your daughter do?
Ground out to first base and a hit by a pitch. Had some seam marks to show for it, so that was kind of cool.
Hey, 500 on base percentage.
There
I will
you
take
go.
that every day of the week.
There you go.
A quick 2-strike count here on Noah Smith as we had a called strike and a foul ball here in the bottom of the second. I'm sorry, the top of the second. And that ball is grounded out to shortstop Nelson, over to Talon Haley for the quick out. 4-3. I'll bring up number 1, Connor Ferguson, your center fielder. Stone McKay so far has faced the minimum 4 batters seen, 4 outs here early in the game. Top of the second, 1 out. That ball's up. 1-0. Gets the sign. Here comes a pitch. That ball's coming in. Coach Cagle said that's going to be a low 90 score. Low 90s fastball. That's got a little bit of run, throwing a little bit of a sinker 2-seam fastball there. You can see cutting back across the plate, but that was up to make it a 2-0 count. But then he just squares him right up in the back for his first base runner tonight for DeSoto Central. A hit by pitch to Connor Ferguson will put a man at first base and bring up the catcher, Tucker Rudd. Tucker has had an interesting first inning, a lot of movement behind the plate, a lot of balls in the dirt. He's keeping them in front, but they're just bouncing away. He's doing everything he can to kind of keep his team in the game, and he is looking to do a lot more right now. Put a ball in play, get this runner moving. As he grounds the ball up the middle, a great diving play by your shortstop, Cody Gilmore. Is excited about that one, as I would be too, to get the out over at first base.
Yeah, that's a big-time play right there. Making a throw from his rear end.
No doubt about it. I think they're going to say he rolled a double play there, rolling across the bag on the ground. That
appears to be the call. We see that a lot more nowadays. They're trying to protect some of these guys from some of these late hard slides or through the bag. A little bit different than when we played just a few years back. So.
Yeah, saw a little confrontation this weekend on opening weekend of baseball with the Brewers and the Mets. There was a confrontation out there at shortstop with a late slide. Couple of years ago, Chase Utley breaks his leg with a late slide, so they changed the rules there. So, like you said, they're looking to protect the players. But that was a great play to end a quick top of the second with a double play, 6-3 unassisted double play. We'll be right back in the bottom of the second. Welcome back as we head into the bottom of the second. Leading things off will be Cooper Bennett. Behind him will be Talon Haley, and then Caden Nelson will be your first three batters at the bottom of the second inning. Make sure you turn the music off when they get into the box. That's what the umpire said. That was a fast top of the second inning with a great play by Cody Gilmore out there at short to roll things up, unassisted double play to move us into the bottom of the second. I'll tell you what I like about this umpire is he's not afraid to call a strike. If the ball's anywhere near and it's hittable, he's going to call it, make him swing the bat. That'll be low, though. Even things up 1-1.
Yeah, tight zone can really slow the pace of play down, and we like to see a lot of action.
No doubt. That all-speed pitch misses up. 2-1 to Cooper Bennett. And he's a quick pitch here. Fastball fouled back, make it 2-2. Bennett batting .241 on the year. The senior heading to Meridian Community College next year. And that all speed in the dirt, kept in front, about to catch a Rudd. Full count here in the bottom of the second. 1-0. Early score, Lewisburg up on Desoto Central. That ball's just going to miss. Second inning in a row that there will be a leadoff walk. And I was actually talking to somebody today about leadoff walks. It seems like every coach quotes that they score 92% of the time. No idea where that comes from. But they do score a lot of the time, as we saw last inning. Doesn't that just grind your gears, Justin, a leadoff walk?
Yes, absolutely, and I would agree with that 92%. But yeah, not sure if that can be confirmed with exact data.
I think coaching school, that's the first thing they teach you. 92% of the time, leadoff walk scores, because every coach quotes that. That's going to bring up Talon Haley, number 18, with a high fly ball out in the right field. Very hard to see tonight, kind of in that dust town. That's going to fall fair for a stand-up double. That's going to move Cooper Bennett over to third. So you can see on the screen here, we're getting right to that nighttime where the lights aren't really helping you. If it gets up in that gray sky, you're just going to lose the ball. So super hard to see. But it goes down as a stand-up double in the scorebook, and nobody has to know about it.
Yeah, that's right. The wind seems to be kind of swirling too. Right now the flag was just still, and it's just picked back up, and it's kind of swirling around, which doesn't make that job any easier.
I do not miss trying to catch fly balls. Caden Nelson with an early 0-1 count. Takes a off-speed pitch for a strike. Hitting .312 in the year, the sophomore second baseman. Simpson shaking off. A couple of pitches as he comes set. Check swing, but a called strike anyway to make it 0-2. Cooper Bennett on third, Talon Haley out at second. 2 men in scoring position. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Going to put that ball into play. Fielded by the second baseman over to first. The runner's going to stay put at third. Talon Haley thought he was going, and he makes it back into second safe. So no harm, no foul. Second baseman Carter with a great play to keep the ball in front of him, get him out at first base. No runs.
Yeah, I think that caught the defense off guard too with that back runner there. Could have gotten in trouble there.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. I didn't know where he went. I'll bring up Easton Fesmeyer. Walked and scored in the first inning. That's our only run of the game as he sees the first pitch strike here in the top of the second. Men on second and third, one strike with one out. 1-0 score here at Lewisburg. That all-speed never had a chance there. Just one of those that kind of slips out of the fingers. You shake that off, get back on the rubber real quick, and get your next pitch. Another called strike to make it 1-2. Infield is playing in. They're going to do everything they can to keep those runners at bay, just like we saw against Caden Nelson there.
Yeah, you really want to keep this one run on the board this inning and try to get out of trouble here.
Yeah, and trouble is what it was. Men on second, third, no outs. If they can escape this, even with 1 run scored, that's a win for Coach Lewis and his squad over there.
Yeah, you really want to try to eliminate those crooked numbers on the scoreboard. Those big innings that can really bury you early.
Besmeyer with his second walk of the game. Yeah, that's a good point, Justin. Talking with Coach Cagle before the game, a tough weekend against Oxford with 2 hard losses. And he said, I quote, "We left a small village on the base paths." And so, as an opposing team, that's what you want them to do. If they're going to get on, you want them to stay there. But as the head coach of a team that's trying to win, obviously, anybody that gets on, we need to get them around and bring them home. But that'll bring up Sam Richardson, who is the big power hitter for Lewisburg, hitting .211 on the year, but he does have the 4 big home runs. Some serious pop here from the right side.
Yeah, not always the worst thing when you got runners at second and third, less than 2 outs to let a guy get to first base. You got the double play in order, you got force outs, but yeah, you mentioned it. You got a big bat right here that can do a lot of damage with one pitch. So got to factor that in.
Simpson comes set, and Richardson fouls that one off, kind of fights it off on the inner half of the plate down left field line to make it a 1-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. So you make the comment about second and third, first base is unoccupied. Put somebody on. Josh, I don't know if you can show the infield here, but you had the entire infield in. Now you got the second baseman and shortstop kind of playing halfway. What's going to happen there? That hits Sam. That's going to bring somebody in. But nonetheless, what they're going to try to do is play the double play ball if it's a ground ball to second or short. But if it's fast enough, they're going to try to get the out at home.
Yep. And it's that situational defense that they're working on during the week. I know these coaches on both sides spend a lot of time working on that defense, working on that situational defense. It's a huge part of the game.
That's right. Austin Hannigan swinging at the first pitch, drives it way out to center field, but with a great play by Ferguson out at center field. I don't know if they know that ball.
Got him.
Got Richardson out at second trying to advance, but what a fantastic play by Ferguson, kind of diving over his. I think they're going to say they left early, and they're going to double check here. And he said he tagged up, so we are safe there. Sam thrown out at second to end the inning on an interesting double play there. We'll call that an 8-1.
No, 8-3. Who was cutting there? Was it the first baseman or was the pitcher? With the pitcher still on the mound there, cutting that ball and redirecting it. It was a good baseball all the way around. It was a good hit. Some good base running. Great play by the center fielder. Great job with the defense. Continue to play through and get the out. So
that's exactly right. But that's going to be 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors. A couple of men left on base. As we head into the top of the third, it'll be 4-1 Lewisburg. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Lewisburg baseball. Lewisburg up early 4-0 as we head into the top of the third. The DH Avent is batting. Austin Avent, number 26, to start things off. And he hits a kind of a looping fly ball out to left center field, and that's going to fall for the first hit of the night for DeSoto Central. And put a runner on first here early in the top of the third.
Now batting the third baseman, number 16, Aiden Stead.
Yeah, it's always big to get that first hit. It can really open up things, give everybody some confidence.
And I don't think we have to say it's just walks. If, putting a runner on first base with no outs should score.
Yeah, we talk a lot about, make a lot about the lineup, the leadoff hitter, but, you got to remember there's usually a different leadoff hitter every inning.
That's exactly right. You're a leadoff hitter one time, a true leadoff hitter one time.
Right.
Stone McKay with the ball low and away to even things up 1-1. Aiden Stett, the third baseman here, looking to, at a minimum, move this runner over, get him in a scoring position for number 9, Christian Newsom. Stett, 1-1 count. It's a nice little slider. Fouled off, 1 and 2.
Aiden's a commit to your alma mater, Philip.
Yeah, that's what Coach Lewis said, playing at Memphis next year.
Yep.
I think he's committed as a pitcher, though, right?
Well, he's a junior this year, so he's still got another year here at DC.
Swings through that one for the first out of the inning. Yeah, we talked about it earlier, kind of when we kicked things off. It's absolutely insane the amount of quality baseball players that sit in this one county. When you say a name like Austin Riley, who was the number 1 third baseman in the league right now, who not too long ago was wearing purple and gold, and then you've got the Friday night starter at Arkansas right now, coming from Lewisburg, as that ball is lined over to first base for a 3-6 double play to end the inning.
That they made that look easier than it is in reality. That's a very tough play all the way around.
A very difficult play with a great pick by the shortstop. So that'll be a 1-6 double play to end the inning as we head into the bottom of the third inning. It's 4-0 Lewisburg. We'll be right back. Welcome back as we head to the bottom of the third inning. As you saw that QR code on the screen, scan that, do us a favor, let us talk all about you. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's impossible for you to watch this game without PanRight Productions and Josh Howout, and it's impossible for us to continue this on after this season without sponsors. So we are looking to get any and all sponsors to help bring you these Lewisburg High School games. As Austin Hannigan steps into the box in the top of the third, kind of fouls that one off over the first base dugout for a first pitch, first strike here in the bottom of the third. 4-0. Both teams have 1 run, but with that long fly ball out to deep center field, and both runners tagged, both runners scored through some walks and hit by pitches, put some runners on. Hannigan fouls that one off to make it 0-2. I'm sorry, that is Cody Gilmore. Hannigan hit that deep fly ball out to center field. That is my mistake. Stayed alive as he hits that one out of play over the first base dugout. Still 0-2. Simpson comes set. That's single out in the right center field. That's exactly what Coach Cagle was looking for, was some opposite field hitting. Line drive is going to be a stand-up triple. That's exactly why he's looking for that kind of stuff. Putting the ball on the line, not in the air, opposite field, start hitting some gappers.
Yeah, that was a good two-strike approach. Nothing big. Ball was down. He had to go down to get it. Good piece of hitting.
Now batting the DH, number 17, Gunnar Gilmore.
That'll bring up Gunnar Gilmore, your DH, number 17. No outs, man at third. 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. That ball's up. Rudd did a good job keeping it in front, though, for 1-0. Simpson gets the sign, comes set. That ball is flied out to center field, expecting Gilmore to tag, but it's a short fly ball, and that's going to keep him set at third for a good, easy throw into home. 1 out.
Yeah, we've already seen it this game. Don't take anything for granted hitting the air right now. We've still got a little bit of twilight, but as it darkens, that ball get easier and easier to pick up.
That'll bring up Trey Cagle, the catcher, senior catcher. It's a good block by Rudd, keeping that ball in front, keeping the runner at third. Cagle also going to Northeast next year in Boonville. They've got a really, really nice facility over there in Boonville, one of the best community college facilities in the state now. It's attracting a lot of recruits over there. All turf field, really nice field, beautiful indoor, beautiful hitting facility. Swings through that one, make it a 1-1 count. That ball is fouled back into the stands to make it 1-2.
Ball brought to you by Perfect Game Baseball.
When I played at Northeast, we shared the field with the high school team. That's how awesome that was.
Yeah, there's a lot has changed since then.
That off-speed pitch stays up and just misses 2-2 to Trey Cagle.
I mean, the quality of playing surfaces that these players play on today at the high school level, it's just incredible.
That's exactly right. As Trey Cagle swings through that one to make it 2 outs, still a runner on third base. It'll bring up Cooper Bennett. Yeah, most everybody's going to a lot of schools are going to an all-turf field. That'll cut down on the requirements to do field maintenance, and a lot truer hops, and but they're certainly a lot prettier than what we played on too.
Oh yeah, it's a lot nicer facilities. These schools and the school districts have done a great job maintaining and providing nice facilities for these players to play on.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, these kids go to school 6 to 8 hours a day. We assume they're working hard in the classroom, so why not reward them?
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, just the amount of talent that we get to see just in high school baseball in this area is absolutely incredible.
That ball gets past the catcher Rudd. That'll be a pass ball to bring home Cody Gilmore to make it 5-0 here in the bottom of the third, but that takes away the runner obviously scoring. Now the bases are empty. Simpson's still going to go from the stretch. I think he's a little bit more comfortable there from the stretch versus the windup. Make it a 3-1 count, ball right down the middle. 3-0 taken all day. Cooper Bennett, left fielder here, 3-1 count. That ball's in the dirt. He'll head down to first base on a walk.
Now batting the first baseman, number 18, Talon Haley.
Coach Lewis heads to the mound, talks some things out with the DeSoto Central pitcher. That'll bring Lewisburg's team kind of together down here at the third base line. But we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Lewisburg baseball. Welcome back as we have a pitching change. New pitcher for the Jaguars will be number 23, Peyton Davis. The senior watching a couple of warm-up pitches. He'll have a fastball, somewhat of a slurve slider mixed with a curve, like a 10-4 break, and then a changeup as well. That will bring up your first baseman, Talon Haley, the Vanderbilt commit, first baseman. Cooper Bennett over at first base on the walk. Talon hitting .370 on the year, does have a home run, 6 RBIs, but you can see from that OPS is that he's going to get on base.
Yeah, Coach Lewis and the Jaguars trying to keep this from being another big inning. Keeping this score within reach with some innings yet to play. So.
Haley calls time and steps out of the box. If this were the MLB, he wouldn't be able to do that the rest of the at-bat. But in high school, you can do it as many times as you want.
Yeah, it is probably a matter of time before we do have a pitch clock trickle its way down to the high school ranks.
I'll tell you what's neat is we went to the Redbirds game this weekend on Sunday after church, after lunch and everything. Took the kids down there. Great day. They had the challenging of the balls and strikes from the pitchers and catchers and hitters. It was awesome. Look, I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't crazy about all the rule changes, but it was very fast, about 5 seconds. It really felt like the pitchers, catchers, and hitters were in a little bit more control of the game, especially if on a two-strike call 3, and he didn't feel like it was a strike. You know, you allowed the batter to have that opportunity. It was really neat to see live.
Yeah, I'm kind of old school, I guess, in a lot of ways, and so resistant to some of those changes. But, yeah, you go watch a game, especially in person, and you see the pace of play and the quickness. Yeah, you quickly change your tune. It's a lot more exciting, a little more action. Game moves along at a good pace.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 2-0 count as Talon Haley hits that single over the shortstop head into left field to move runners into first and second. That'll move Cooper Bennett over. That's Talon's second hit of the game.
Number 31, Caden Nelson.
He's got 2 of the 3 hits tonight for Lewisburg, a double and a single. That'll bring in Caden Nelson, who grounded out to second base here in the second inning. 2 outs, men on first and second. 5-0 lead for Lewisburg with Caden Nelson at the plate. Right-handed pitcher Davis against the left-handed batter Nelson. Nelson steps out. Davis steps off. Said, "Hey, can't see your signs. Maybe the runner at second has our signs. Let's talk about kind of what we want to do. Do we want to go second sign?" This is something Justin and I were talking about actually via text message earlier today. Is the what a catcher does, what a pitcher does to tip pitches, what a catcher could do to tip pitches. And so, just calling one sign when there's a runner at second base could very easily translate to the runner giving the hitter the what pitch is coming.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room for creativity in the signs that you throw down. So, yeah, if you can mix it up by your cadence of those signs, then absolutely you want to make sure you're on the same page with your pitcher when you do that. So,
as Nelson squares around to bunt, that ball is up and away. Yeah, we're talking about all the changes in the big leagues and everything. They've got the pitch comm now where the catcher presses a button. It says it very quietly in the hat of the pitcher. You don't have to actually give any signs. We can all thank the Astros for cheating and winning a World Series for introducing the pitch comm.
Yeah, I think you're still a little salty about that.
A little bit. Squares around again. That ball's low.
Yeah, so they've approved that. I guess it's new this year for high school. So they've a lot of these teams are using walkie-talkie, kind of like we saw in college baseball a few years back, and calling the signs into the catcher. No more touch signs and things like that. Some of these teams the catchers are calling the game as well.
It's a 2-0 count to Caden Nelson with the pitch. Swings and a miss, and that's be a strike. Yeah, there was actually jokingly talking about that when I was in college, and I remember telling my pitching coach, there's no way I would put a speaker in my ear to listen to you all game. Could you imagine?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I could understand that.
2-1 count here on Caden Nelson as Davis comes set. An off-speed pitch, checks his swing, but in there for a strike anyway. 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, you'd really like that when he's telling you that was a pass ball, not a wild pitch.
That's right. How do I turn this off? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here at the bottom of the third. Men on first and second. Caden Nelson at the plate.
See him choked up on the bat. He's trying to put a ball in play.
He does just that.
Could be trouble, but he's there.
Your left fielder Newsom was kind of playing. He was a left-handed batter, not a ton of power to the opposite field, so playing in is allowing him to make that play. So you got 2 men left on base, 1 hit, 1 run on 2 hits. 2 men left on base. As we move into the top of the fourth, we'll be right back. Lewisburg is going to bring up Jack Willis. He's still faced the minimum, although he's had a hit by pitch and has given up a hit. Some really good defensive play by Lewisburg tonight. 2 double plays in the second and third inning has allowed Stone McKay to just face the minimum here through 3. So that'll bring up Jack Willis, who squares around and push bunts down to third base for a foul ball, strike 1.
Yeah, as a former middle infielder, the double play is still one of my favorites. Oh, I just love them. I love them.
And it's certainly the pitcher's best friend. That ball's up and away. 1-1 count.
Yeah, Jack here, this number 30, Jack Willis, has been swinging a hot bat this season. I think he's leading the Jags in a lot of offensive categories. But really, really a good job putting the barrel on the baseball consistently.
Yeah, I know we talked about your leadoff hitter really only being a leadoff one time during the game, but he is leading off the 4th inning, and that's kind of what you want from your leadoff guy. You want there's been a little bit of change. Usually your third batter used to be your best hitter. They've kind of moved that up into the second hole now. Yep. But your leadoff guy is consistently getting on base, putting the bat on the ball, and at a minimum seeing a lot of pitches, fouling balls off. An 8-9 pitch at bat is nothing uncommon for a leadoff guy. Swings through that one. That'll be a full count here to Jack. That ball just misses him to put the runner on here in the top of the 4th. Bring up Ethan Carter, the second baseman, number 33. And I'll tell you what, Stone McKay, he is going to Ole Miss, so obviously he's got a lot of talent. But he is bringing that fastball in. That ball fouled straight back for an 0-1 count. McKay from the stretch gets the sign, comes set, kind of looks the runner back a little bit. He's got a pretty good lead out at first base. And that slider misses away.
That's also something I don't really remember being as prominent in my high school playing days, was the amount of movement you see on these pitches.
Yeah, it's certainly in high school, but every level that you go up, there was somebody, some big league announcer was talking about, the goal used to be to get to the starter, get into the bullpen, but now you got everybody throwing 95 to 100 out of the bullpen, and it's almost like you want to keep that starter in as long as you possibly can. But yeah, I'm so grateful that I do not play in today's game where everybody's throwing 100 miles an hour.
Oh,
can you imagine? It's a 2-2 count here on Ethan Carter. Runner on first. Slider, my gracious, that is a good pitch.
There's not a lot you can do with that pitch right there.
That's Ethan Carter's second strikeout of the game. We'll bring up Caden Bullard, your first baseman, who grounded out to shortstop. He actually had that. That was the great little diving, sliding play, 6-3 double play there back in the first. That slider in there for a strike, called strike 1.
Yeah, that's a great location. First pitch breaking ball.
Cagle has a challenge getting the ball out of his glove. So that is a stolen base for Jack Willis, and that's actually what DeSoto Central needed to get the double play out of position. That's one of the most frustrating things as a catcher, when you think you got an opportunity and you just can't get it out of your glove. But it was a called strike, so we got an 0-2 count. And would you believe it? A line drive over to shortstop. A great play by Cody Gilmore. Steps on the bag for the 6th unassisted double play.
Yeah, there was 3 straight breaking balls there to Caden Bullard, and he was able to put the bat on it. Not super hard contact. Not a whole lot you can do as the base runner there. It's right at the shortstop. He's a few feet from the bag. He steps on it and ends the inning.
So that is the third of 4 innings that will end on a double play. Great defense being played by Lewisburg tonight, which is exactly what Coach Cagle wanted to see. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base, if you will. Here in the top of the 4th for Desoto Central, it is 5-0. Lewisburg leading as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Lewisburg baseball. You can see from behind the plate, you can see that camera moving. You can see the flag out in center field is swirling. The wind is really picked up here. I believe we actually lost our center field camera. So we apologize for that. Nothing we can do about the wind. An act of God. I think there's something in insurance policies. Nothing you can do about an act of God. So we lost our center field camera. We will continue to stream from home plate. We'll have first base camera and third base camera as well, as that brings up Easton Fesmeyer here in the bottom of the 4th as he sees a first pitch strike.
As a player, Philip, are you paying attention to this wind before the game, during the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So I talked to Coach Cagle about it earlier. With the wind blowing straight out, the hitters have a lot of tendency to try to put the ball in the air and let it fly. But the more that you try to put the ball in the air, the more that you have a tendency to put some top spin on the ball, obviously hit short fly balls. So with the wind blowing in, you certainly want to try to put the ball on the ground a little bit more, but if you can just continue to have a consistent up the middle, opposite way approach with the wind blowing right now, you're going to see a lot of good results. It looks like we got our center fielder camera back a little bit, but you can see it's going crazy out there, so that is some serious wind. That ball misses to make it 2-2 here to Easton Fesmeyer in the 4th.
Yeah, Davis got a hit early here, and he's gonna try to not let this get to a full count.
Called strike 3 for the first out of the inning against Easton Fesmeyer. That's the first time he's been out. That's actually, he walked his first 2 at-bats, but that'll bring up Sam Richardson. We've mentioned it a couple times. Sam does have power, so you know, somebody like this, you may think, hey, if I can put a little bit of backspin on the ball up the middle, we'll see if the wind will kind of help us. But it does look like it's swirling. I can't tell if it's coming in straight across from third to first.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of blowing in the booth here, so it's kind of blowing across the field. So probably more out to right if it's blowing anywhere out. See that flag standing straight out.
That foul ball over the first base line makes it 0-1. Sam calls time, steps out.
Please, if anybody finds an earring, please bring it to the press box. An earring is lost.
Sam steps in, ready for the second pitch, 0-1 count. Off-speed pitch, checks his swing, but hits it anyway. Foul ball, 0-2. With an early 5-0 lead, Peyton Davis is certainly looking to keep his team at least in the game. if he can put up a couple of zeros, let his offense go to work, get you back in this.
Coach Lewis has to like what he's seen out of Davis, especially this inning, getting ahead, first 2 batters.
That ground ball out to shortstop, kind of sits back on it, but a great transfer. Throws it over to first base here for a 6-3 out.
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to watch Noah play shortstop this year, and he's got super quick hands. Really a good transfer, which was required on that.
Yeah.
High chopper. Sam runs well.
That's one of those in-between plays where you if you sit back on it, it's got to be quick. But if you run up on it, you don't really know how high the ball's going. So that was a great play over there by shortstop. That first pitch called strike on Austin Hannigan. Hannigan has struck out and flew out here in tonight's game. That Allspeed gets over the plate for a second strike.
Yeah, once again, another batter, third batter this inning in an 0-2 hole. That's again, Coach Lewis likes to see that out of his pitcher.
That Allspeed pitch hits the outside corner for a 3-pitch strikeout, backwards K to end the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on as we head into the top of the 5th. Game's moving by a little quick. 5-0 Lewisburg. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Stone McKay back on the mound in the top of the 5th. This is exactly what Coach Cagle wanted to see, was competitive pitching, lots of strikes. And he comes back here in the 5th. He's going to face Noah Smith here in the top of the 5th with a first pitch strike.
Another first pitch breaking ball.
That fastball certainly has some speed to it. Looks like he's mixing up his fastballs between a 4-seam and a 2-seam. Some seem to be a little bit flatter than others. Some have a little bit of movement running into a right-hander. That fastball misses away for make it 2-1.
As a catcher, how difficult is it to catch that higher velocity?
It's actually it's silly to say, but it's slower when you're catching than it is when you're hitting. But it's just like anything else. You catch 1,000 pitches a week in a bullpen session, and you're just kind of used to everything. So it's once you kind of get used to everybody's speed, it's just like anything else.
Yeah.
I did have an opportunity to catch Jason Mott when I was at Memphis. He was training, and for those of you watching, Jason, he was a 98 to 100 mile an hour guy, and that did take a little bit of adjustment to get used to because it was just a little bit quicker than everybody else. But that was a neat experience, but it just kind of shows you the difference between a talented D1 pitcher versus a big leaguer.
Yeah, and Jason Mott still in the area, coaching up at Christian Brothers High School.
That's right, doing good things over at Christian Brothers, always competitive over there. Noah Smith with a walk to put a man on first base, and ball 1 to Connor Ferguson. Ferguson had that great play out in center field earlier in the game, but it was so deep that it ended up scoring 2 runs that both tagged, but it was a great play nonetheless from Connor.
I'm telling you what, I wouldn't want to – the velocity is one thing. I wouldn't want to stand in there with that breaking ball. It looks like it's coming at your head, and it breaks right over the heart of the plate. That's tough. That's tough hitting. That's a tough assignment.
They make them different now. I was when I go in there and talk to Coach Cagle and Coach Lewis before the game, all these kids are coming in, and I'm looking up at them. Cagle with a great pick, but just a little bit too late as Noah Smith advances on a stolen base. But, yeah, I'm looking up at everybody like, God, y'all are so big.
Yeah, they really are the high school athlete now. I don't know what to contribute it to, but they do have facilities. They're doing weight training programs. We've got some great programs in the area with base sports performance, doing good work with a lot of the local athletes. All these programs have good weight training programs, and these kids are putting in the work too.
That's exactly right. You can have all the programs you want, but it's going to be on the kid to put forth the effort, and it looks like they're doing that. Connor Ferguson goes down looking. We'll bring up Tucker Rudd, the catcher, number 7. Rudd grounded into that 6-3 unassisted double play back in the 2nd inning.
And I do feel for all the parents out there paying those grocery bills. I've got one myself, and that's a big part of it, nutrition.
You're not eating macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets anymore?
No.
Steak and baked potato.
It's a lot of red meat.
At the Dawson household.
A lot of frozen hamburger patties, just to be transparent.
0-1 count to Tucker Rudd. That ball's low. He looks him back. That's one of those in between where you want to throw, but he's so far off the bag that if you throw it down to second base, he's going to run over to third base. So Cagle looks him back and then throws a little bit late, but does a great job picking that out of the dirt. 1-1 here to Tucker.
We used to exploit catchers in travel ball early years by doing that, having that runner get way out there. They throw behind him, and you take third base super easy.
It's cheating. It should be outlawed.
Yeah.
That Osby pitch is just a great pitch.
Yeah.
It is just a great pitch right over the heart of the plate. Make it 1-2 count.
Yeah, I don't envy these hitters trying to stand in against that pitch.
1-2, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. As he swings through that one, Cagle keeps it in front, tags out Tucker Rudd for the 2nd out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. That'll bring up Austin Avent, your DH here for DeSoto Central. Avent has a single, the only hit of the night for DeSoto Central, back in the 3rd inning to lead things off. He'll look to do it again. A single here most likely scores a run. That also be pitch in the dirt, kept in front by Trey Cagle.
Yeah, look at your left fielder, how far he's shaded towards center, playing off that line. Get the wind blowing across the field. Got a high velo pitcher. Not expecting a lot of balls pulled down the line.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. With the velocity that Stone McKay has, you got to get ready to pull one down the third base line. That ball just misses, making a 2-0 count here to Austin Avent. Okay, from the stretch, gets his sign, comes set, looks back. That ball misses as well. 3-0. Most likely has a red light here. No matter where the ball's pitched, you're not swinging. You can see that center field camera on the screen is just buzzing with the wind. That ball's in there for a strike. 3-1 to Austin Avent.
Yeah, definitely see what you were picking up earlier with 2 different fastballs being thrown. Again, keeping these hitters off balance.
That slider up and away for a walk will put runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Yeah, in high school, when I played high school, you know, if somebody threw 88, that was fast. And generally, if they threw 88, they just hammered you with a bunch of fastballs.
Yeah.
Now you got a guy throwing 92 with a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a nasty slider. It's just, it really isn't fair, but it's really awesome to see the talent that's coming through here in DeSoto County. That slider in for a strike. Runner steals third base, I'm sorry. In there safely. That's going to be Noah Smith with his 2nd stolen base of the inning to put runners at first and third. As Trey Cagle steps out in front of home plate, gives a 1st and 3rd sign. With a 5-0 lead, 2 outs, basically what is being called right now is, hey, we're going to throw the runner out at second base. We're not going to worry about the runner at third. Let's get out of the inning. So if he steals, expect that ball to go all the way through to second base. 0-1 count here, 2 outs. All-speed pitch again in there for a strike. 0-2 count here to Austin Stett. He struck out back in the 3rd. That's strike 3 looking.
Yeah, he dotted that fastball right on the corner.
That will end the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base as we head into the bottom of the 5th. We will be right back. Welcome back as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 Lewisburg. Peyton Davis back on the mound for DeSoto Central. He's done a really good job here in relief. He's kind of kept Lewisburg hitters at bay. He's kept the game in control for DeSoto Central. You know, as we're kind of kicking off district play, if you will, Coach Lewis has to be really excited about what he's got here in Davis. Cody Gilmore will be your batter here in the 5th. Gilmore has walked and hit that triple back in the 3rd, scored after that triple, but that ball was hit very, very hard. So 1-1 on the day with the walk here in the 5th. First pitch. All-speed pitch just misses. That's not a bad pitch there for first pitch. Davis from the windup, toes the rubber, got a sign, and delivers the second pitch. Fastball away, gets away from the catcher, but no runners on. That's all right. (2-0) here to Cody Gilmore. That's a 2-0 off-speed pitch. 2-0 hitters count. Certainly sitting fastball. Kind of loops in a curveball over there, fouls it off. Gets kind of back in the at-bat.
Yeah, sometimes that slider thrown in that count back up on you, and sometimes it gets hit hard over the wall, and sometimes it catches the batter off guard, and they just miss it. So.
Yeah, he backed that off-speed pitch up with another one that kind of missed in the dirt there for a 3-1 count here to Cody Gilmore in the bottom of the 5th. Cody Gilmore's looking back. He's already run. His walk back in the first inning resulted in a move up to second base, if you will, with all the wild pitches that got back here to the backstop. So when you see him turn around looking, catchers, you better get on your horses and go get that ball.
And dare we say it, that's another leadoff walk.
If you're watching the game, go ahead and comment. How out's manning the comments. Tell us the percentage of leadoff walks. What do they score? We've said it about 100 times, and if you're a coach, you have to know the answer. It's required. Gunnar Gilmore, the DH, takes a first pitch strike. Man on first. Cody Gilmore leads off. From the stretch, Peyton Davis gets his sign. And the pitch. Off-speed pitch fouled back to make it a quick 0-2. Do we have any answers? Nobody has responded with the right answer yet. I am disappointed, everybody. Davis looks back. Gilmore throws it over there, saying, hey, I got my eye on you. I'm not going to let you get such a big lead.
What's the catcher looking at here? Is he looking at the runner or is he just waiting to hear?
Yeah, so with a right-handed batter, left-handed batter's box open, you can certainly see when the runner takes off. The dugout here everybody will yell, runner! But you can see out of your peripheral if the runner takes off. But you're kind of before the pitch while you're calling the strike. While you're calling the pitch right now, you're seeing how big his lead is. It'll kind of give you an idea if he's a threat to run or not, which Cody Gilmore certainly is. Peyton Davis doing a great job, though, kind of mixing up his looks, holding the ball a lot longer. You can see here Gunnar calls time, steps out. That's the right thing for Gunnar to do. But Davis doing a great job kind of keeping Cody closer to the bag with his various holds there. All-speed pitch misses inside.
Yeah, that's a good point, and another reason why base runners put pressure on the pitcher. He's got to vary his holds, vary his looks.
All right, everybody. Both my parents have texted me and said 92%, so they're the winner. Mom and Dad, great job. Chuck and Stephanie from Clinton.
Glad they're tuning in.
The biggest Lewisburg Patriot fans in Clinton, Mississippi. I can guarantee that. It's a 1-2 count here to Gunnar Gilmore. Ball low. Good job from Tucker Rudd keeping it in front of him.
Now, Philip, did you catch on
No,
like we've got the turf? We've got the turf skirt around home plate area, which is pretty common in a lot of the fields in the area. Did you ever catch off of that?
I caught on turf a handful of times. Tulane was a field after Katrina. They redid all their field in turf. I'm not a huge fan of turf. Your cleat, I think that nicked. He's saying it did not. I thought that hit Gunnar Gilmore. But it does get away from the catcher. That's going to move Cody over to second base. Yeah, I caught on turf. Your cleats have a hard time moving in the turf a little bit, and every time there's a ball in the dirt, those black beads fly in your face. I thought you were going to ask me, did I catch from a knee? And I never did. And I can't get on board with the catching from a knee.
Well,
but I'm old.
Let's stay away from controversial topics because that certainly is one. And I'm all for creativity and coming up with new things. So to each his own. I wasn't catcher, so I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other. So
I've been known to have strong opinions. Gunnar Gilmore goes down. That's going to put men on first and second and bring up the catcher, Trey Cagle. No outs here in the bottom of the fifth. 5-0 lead for Lewisburg. Men on first and second. Cagle has a strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging, looking to change that scorecard for him today. Maybe put a ball over the second baseman's head and score a runner. Your first baseman's in, expecting probably a bunt to move him over, and that's what we've got. That's exactly what happens. That's going to be a sacrifice bunt, a great bunt, but a good play by the pitcher. That's going to move runners over second and third. Sacrifice bunt from Trey Cagle. That's exactly what you want. Probably a little bit more over to third base, but it gets the job done. Moves the runners into scoring position for number 1, Cooper Bennett.
Yeah, you definitely want to get that ball to the left side of the pitcher, but you want the pitcher to field that ball.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it away from that charging first baseman.
Cooper Bennett with 2 walks tonight. Infield is in, as there's no double play in order. So they're going to try to prevent a run from scoring. I'll tell you what, I loved the sacrifice bunt. When I was up and they gave me a sac call, it's one of the easier things to do. It doesn't count against you on for your batting average, and when you go into the dugout, you're treated like royalty.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The ultimate team player.
1-1 count here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out, men on second and third. Cooper Bennett up to the plate. That all-speed pitch misses up.
Tell you what, my college coach felt strongly about being able to get bunts down, and during pregame BP, if you didn't get your bunts down, you didn't get to finish your round of BP, which was humiliating, especially when the other team's watching you take batting practice. So, yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't a quiet get out of the cage.
No.
He made sure to let everybody know about it.
Yeah, did wonders for your confidence at the plate going into the game.
It's funny. 2-1 here to Cooper Bennett. You can hear that wind picking up here in the mics that we got for the crowd. That's where you want to keep the ball on the line. Right at the middle would be a great place to put it right now. That foul ball off the catcher, those feel awesome. The umpire, a little bit of sportsmanship there, walks the ball out to the mound, gives the catcher a couple of minutes to recover. Both your son, Laney doesn't catch, does she?
Laney does not catch.
Yeah, but your son is a catcher, so
yes.
He knows all about getting hit by those foul balls. I don't miss that.
Yeah, you definitely start a good collection of bruises.
That ball fouled back as he stays alive. Men on second and third. Still a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 5th. My son is playing his first year of baseball this year, and I taught him how to field a ground ball. In his first practice, there was a ground ball hit to him, and it bounced up, and it hit him in the arm, and he kept it in front. And I was excited about it. He had a mark on him, and my wife had to explain to him that I used to get marks every game. He thought that was the coolest thing. I got a mark.
Yeah. Proud dad moment, too.
It was.
Right there.
It was. I was just proud he didn't cry.
Exactly.
2-2 count here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out. That ball ripped down the line, foul. To stay alive. He's fouled off a couple of pitches here. Cooper Bennett, the senior, hitting .241 coming into the game with 2 walks. That's still going to be the same, but his own base percentage has certainly shot up a little bit.
Yeah, the Patriots are really wanting to tack on a couple more runs here.
That ball up.
So he's looking to hit the ball out of the infield, something hard on the line, preferably to the gaps. You got some big gaps. You get the outfielders playing the lines, so a lot of room to work with.
Absolutely.
It can be a little deceiving as a hitter if you got the infield in. You feel like the field is smaller, but then if you really look at the field, you've got a lot of room in that outfield, and really all you got to do is get over the. I say that like it's easy. All you got to do is get it over the infielder's head.
Just hit it.
Yeah.
Just hit it. The full count here to Cooper.
Yeah, it's always entertaining. You go to little league games, and you hear the coaches yelling, "Just throw strikes," or Dad yelling, "Just swing at strikes." And yeah, a lot easier to do standing on the sidelines.
You know, I came here trying to not swing at strikes. I said when I woke up, I'm not going to swing at strikes today. We got a pitching change. We will get that information to you shortly. As he warms up, we will go find that so we can report back to you who is pitching for DeSoto Central. Here in the bottom of the 5th, bases loaded, 1 out, 5-0 Lewisburg. We'll be right back. Coach Lewis says, hey, I have faith in you. Peyton Davis, you are going to be my guy. He doesn't pull him out. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bring up Talon Haley, who is 2 for 2 tonight, a double back in the 2nd and a single in the 3rd. As he comes up with the bases loaded. This does give the pitcher a lot of confidence when the coach comes out and lets him stay into the game. So he rewards the coach with a first pitch strike and says, hey, watch what I can do when you give me the opportunity.
Yeah, now he's trying to get his ground ball in middle infield's back with a double play ball.
That off-speed pitch in there for strike 2. 2 quick strikes, both off-speed pitches. Dawson, as a hitter, when you see 2 off-speed pitches for 2 quick strikes, what are you thinking right now?
Oh man, you're not talking to much of a hitter. You know, I'm really choking up like we see him doing here. I'm choking up, and again, I'm trying to put the ball in play. I've got 1 out. I'm trying to stay out of the middle of the field, avoiding that double play, and I'm really trying to hit the ball the other way. Is what I'm thinking.
Well, he does choke up. He has a shallow fly ball out to shortstop. That one kind of keeps it in, keeps all the runners at bay. 2 outs here, bases loaded. That's Talon Haley's first out of the game. I'll tell you guys what's neat is one of our friends, Tim Walker, has given us a text. Says, how about a shout out? Tim has 2 daughters that play behind us on the softball team. One's a sophomore all-star. Leah is a senior going to Northeast next year. Senior night on Thursday night. So Tim tuning in. Tim, thanks for listening. Hope this is up to your standards. You're the announcer for the softball team, and you do a great job. So we just try to do at least as good as you can. A big win against South even earlier, 14-0. I think that puts them 17-4 this year. It's a younger softball team, but really showing out on the diamond. 17-4 as they look forward to entering the playoffs. 0-1 here with Caden Nelson at the plate. Bases loaded here at the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. That ball fouled straight back to make it 0-2. Tell you what, not a ton of hits happening tonight. There's been a ton of base runners from walks and hit by pitches and whatnot, but not a ton of hits. It's actually been halfway impressive for what DeSoto Central has done, getting out of all the jams that they've been in. Another one here in the bottom of the 5th with bases loaded. That off-speed pitch fouled away over to the first baseline to stay alive.
Yeah, once again we see Caden choking up on the bat. Again, trying to put a ball in play, get something through a hole here.
And you can kind of see on that last camera angle, he is crowding the plate too. He's going to force him to. If you're going to throw it in, you're going to take a chance at hitting me, and if you throw it away, I'm going to try to get out in front of it. But his cleats are on that white line. That's exactly the way I love to hit.
Yep. You just squeeze that zone down, you know, and that's an approach that's taught to a lot of these hitters. So that's coaching right there, coaching these kids up. They have an approach.
That's exactly
exactly what you described.
So, and with hitters today, they're like a knight in shining armor with all the protection up there. So they go up there, they say, "Throw it at me." That's awesome. That's actually a great piece of hitting. He gets a hit by pitch RBI to bring home Cody Gilmore to make it 6-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. You know, I actually prided myself on getting hit by a pitch. I would love to get hit by the pitch until I broke my arm my junior year in college. I used to say, "Oh, it won't break a bone," until it actually breaks a bone. And then
I did not like to get hit by the baseball. I wasn't afraid of it, but I did not like getting hit by the baseball.
Easton Fesmeyer up at the plate. That ball gets away from the catcher, but pitcher does not cover the plate in time. That's going to move all the runners up one spot. That's going to bring Gunnar Gilmore home. Cooper Bennett over to third base. And Caden Nelson over to second base. That'll leave first base unoccupied. Easton Fesmeyer has 2 walks and a strikeout tonight, looking for his first hit with runners in scoring position. 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 count to Easton Fesmeyer. That ball misses up. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, make it 2-2. Fesmeyer quickly back in the box. 2-2 pitch as Peyton Davis pitches from the windup. Steps out. Peyton Davis hasn't moved. He's ready. He's ready to go to war. 2-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. All-speed pitch, grounded through the 6-hole, bobbled a little bit. Back pick to third base. He's safe. That's going to bring home Gunnar Gilmore.
That's really good situational hitting right there. Just going the other way with something, not trying to do too much. Just do your job, keep the line moving.
Yeah, they call that a hit. I also call that a hit. Over there, deep in the 6-hole. The only play the shortstop has is to throw it back at third base. Hope the runner gets off enough. He doesn't. That'll put runners at first and third. Make the score 8-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Coach Brian Lewis going to his bullpen. We'll get the information for you. Let you know who that is here in just a second. We'll be right back. Your new pitcher tonight is number 4, Avery Hudson. Hudson, the senior for DeSoto Central, looking to kind of get out of a jam here. There is men on first and third with Big Sam Richardson. The 2-hole hitter has flown out to left field, was hit by a pitch, and has grounded out to shortstop. Here in high school baseball, you can 10-run rule a team after 5. It is in the bottom of the 5th. There's a man on third. You'll be with Easton Fesmeyer here on on first base. You'll be interested to see if he steals him and puts him in scoring position where a hit potentially ends the ball game. That's exactly what happened. Fesmeyer runs down to second base. They don't throw it to first. They don't throw it to second. So he'll advance to scoring position. So now you have to assume that anything in the outfield that lands is going to end the game. And Sam would love nothing more than to do that. Men on second and third, 1-0. Pitcher wants to get his signs in order.
And these two teams will face off again Thursday night at DeSoto Central.
That's exactly right. Yeah, district play. I think it was this way when I was in school as well. You played each team back to back, kind of like you would in college, or a 3-game set in professional baseball. That's what we got here in district play. Is you'll play one team and then play them again. That ball out of the strike zone, make it a 2-0 count. Hitters count here for Sam Richardson. Sam probably looking for one pitch in one spot here in 2-0. And he has not seen a fastball yet, so. Catcher going to his secondary signs. That ball in the dirt as well, also an all-speed pitch, so the pitcher staying away from Sam. We've talked about it multiple times. He does have a ton of power.
Oh,
and they're going to go ahead and put him on base. Probably a smart move.
Yeah, I was expecting a green light on that 3-0 because I was anticipating a fastball and ending the game.
Austin Hannigan coming up has 2 strikeouts tonight, looking to change. Look, you can change the way you feel about a game real quick with a walk-off. I mean, it'll technically be a walk-off with a base hit out in the outfield right now, and that's what he's wanting to do. Hits that ball down to the first base line, jumps on a first pitch fastball, foul. Hannigan, the senior, hitting .278, does have 13 RBIs and 3 doubles, so he certainly has the ability to hit it into a gap down the line. Swung at a first pitch fastball, digs in. That all-speed pitch in the dirt makes it 1-1 count. Hannigan heading over to Memphis. He will play at Park and Getwell at FedEx Park. They got a new turf field. That swung through that all-speed pitch, making it a 1-2 count. Hey, it only takes one, though, Dawson. That's why you have to have 3 strikes.
That's right.
Hudson and the catcher, Rudd, making sure they got their signs together. Don't want to cross up the catcher, certainly in this position with the bases loaded. 2 outs here. 1-2 count to Austin Hannigan. That all-speed pitch almost hit, but just outside. 2-2. 8-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. 8-0 on only 4 hits. Like I said, there's been a lot of walks, a lot of hit by pitches for the Patriots tonight. That ball hammered out into the left field. That left fielder kind of slips, drops it. That's going to end your game. That's going to end your ball game with a 10-0. But that is an error, the first one of the game. So your scoreboard, Patriots win 10-0 on 4 hits, no errors. DeSoto Central here has no runs on 1 hit. That last error that actually ended the ball game. This is the kind of a comeback game that Coach Cagle wanted to see. Wanted to see his team aggressive. Wanted to see his team throwing strikes, getting on base. It was done via the walk tonight. But coming off 2 tough losses against Oxford, it's good for Lewisburg to get a win as they head over to DeSoto Central on Thursday, looking to sweep and get another district win. That'll take DeSoto Central to 11-11, and it'll make Lewisburg 17-5. As you can see the schedule on the screen, DeSoto Central on Thursday, and then at Hernando on Saturday at 7 o'clock, and then back here at Lewisburg Field on Tuesday, April the 9th. I believe we will be streaming that game. As you can see again on the screen, Thursday, April the 4th will be the next broadcast. Will be for the softball game. That'll be senior night. We'll have an opportunity to honor the two senior Leahs, Leah Walker and Leah Navarro over there on the softball field. And then the next baseball broadcast will be on the 9th against Hernando. Justin, I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I hope you had a good time. Your first time doing this.
Man, it was a blast.
Well, thanks for hanging.
Got to watch a little ball tonight and talk a little ball, and that's always a good time. So thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
I told my wife that the reason that I enjoy doing this is I get to talk baseball and nobody can tell me to stop.
Well, they can.
They choose not to. Yeah. Anyway, hey, a 10-0 win for Lewisburg over DeSoto Central. Philip Chapman, I am here for PanRight TV. Josh Howout bringing this to you tonight. Just an incredible picture, especially at the high school ranks. Some subpar play-by-play, some great color commentary. As you can see, the QR code on the screen, we are constantly looking for sponsors to keep this going. We have a blast. We hope you enjoy watching the game. If nothing else, getting to see a little bit of high school baseball from the comfort of your living room. Again, I'm Philip Chapman. This has been a PanRight TV production. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you later.